From the Presidential Palace, Manila, Dateline Malacañang.
Good day. This is Dateline Malacañang, and here are the news. Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. on Wednesday revoked a provision in a Metro Manila Council or MMC resolution seeking to increase the fine for illegal parking in the metropolis from 1,000 up to 4,000 pesos. In a short video message posted on social media, the president said his decision stemmed from his confidence in Filipinos' discipline in obeying traffic rules. The chief executive said he has rescinded Joint Traffic Circular Number 1 of the Metro Manila Council to continue efficient government service. Composed of Metro Manila mayors, the MMC is the governing board and policy-making body of the Metropolitan Manila Development Authority or MMDA.
Para patuloy ang magandang serbisyo ng ating pamahalaan ay hindi ko pinayagan ang Joint Traffic Circular Number 01 ng Metro Manila Council tungkol sa probisyon na tataasan ang multa para sa mga illegal parking mula sa 1,000 piso na hanggang 4,000 piso. Maiiwan na sa 1,000 piso lamang. While I understand the intention behind the proposal, I've decided to prioritize discipline over penalties. Ang bagong Pilipino ay disiplinado. By focusing on individual responsibility, we can create long-lasting solutions to our traffic challenge.
And you just heard Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
Dateline Malacañang.
In other news stories, Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. on Wednesday issued several directives for key government agencies to prioritize and exhaust all possibilities to go after criminals involved in the sexual abuse of children. In a sectoral meeting at the State Dining Room in Malacañang Palace, Attorney Margarita Magsaysay, Executive Director of the Department of Justice or DOJ Center for Anti-Online Child Sexual Abuse, said the Philippines remains a destination country for various forms of child abuse and exploitation, with nearly 500,000 Filipino children being trafficked to produce sexual exploitation material. These abuses are categorized as online sexual abuse or exploitation of children or OSAEC, which uses information and communications technology or ICT as a means to abuse and exploit children sexually, and child sexual abuse or exploitation materials or CSAEM, which refers to real acts of sexual abuse or exploitation of a child as a sexual object. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children or NCMEC, an international nonprofit organization, has received over 2.7 million cyber tipline reports or CTR of children being abused and exploited in the Philippines for the year 2023 alone. The highest number of reports was in 2021 with over 3.08 million incidents. The prevalence and proliferation of these crimes have fostered an illegal industry estimated to be worth 1.5 trillion pesos over the last 3 years from 2021 to 2023. While there are ongoing measures being implemented to end these crimes, President Marcos ordered the DOJ to consolidate all efforts focusing on the specialties of each agency and to come up with a strategy in the next 4 weeks.
Dateline Malacañang.
Meanwhile, Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. on Wednesday extended the deadline for the engagement of Contract of Service or COS and Job Order or JO workers in government for another year and discuss ways to improve the conditions for COS and JO workers. In a sectoral meeting at the State Dining Room in Malacañang Palace, the President engaged in a discussion with key officials from concerned government agencies about the provisions for the implementation of the Commission on Audit or COA, Department of Budget and Management or DBM Circular Number 2, signed 2020 entitled Updated Rules and Regulations Governing COS and JO Workers in Government and moves the deadline to December 31st, 2025 instead of December 31st, 2024. According to DBM Undersecretary Wilford Wong, as of the 30th of June 2023, a total of 832,812 COS-JO workers are employed in the government. This number represents a 22.9% increase from the 642,077 workers in the previous year. Local government units or LGUs retain the highest number of COS-JO workers, accounting for 69.68% or 580,323, up from 487,149 in the previous year. Meanwhile, the number of COS and JO workers in state universities and colleges or SUCs nearly doubled from 22,937 in 2022 to 44,168 in 2023. Furthermore, the national government agencies or NGAs have recorded a 37.99% increase with a total of 173,227 number of COS-JO workers employed. Among the strategies being considered are the conversion of COS-JO items into contractual positions which could provide these workers with government service benefits, manpower augmentation through the creation of additional necessary positions, and ways to enable the COS-JO workers to qualify for permanent government positions, among others. Other initiatives include setting a limitation or hiring cap on the number of COS-JO workers per agency and the inclusion of the Civil Service Commission or CSC in the COA DBM Circular Number 2 signed 2020. Present in the meeting are Department of the Interior and Local Government or DILG Secretary Benjamin Abalos Jr., Civil Service Commission or CSC Chairperson Carlo Alexei Nograles, and COA Chairperson Gamaliel Cordoba, among others.
Dateline Malacañang.
Malacañang Palace on Wednesday released the names of 3 new appointees who will form the leadership of the Office of the Special Assistant to the President for Investment and Economic Affairs or OSA-PIEA. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. appointed Leslie Vanessa Lim as Director 4, while Marvin Jason Bayang and Christine Joy Diaz Teston will serve as Assistant Secretaries. The Special Assistant to the President for Investment and Economic Affairs or SAPIEA is the official aide of the President of the Philippines with regards to investment affairs. Special Assistant Frederick Go currently heads the office. The SAPIEA provides general supervision to the Economic Development Group or Development Group, a multi-agency task force involving economic concerns that was previously headed by the Secretary of the Department of Finance or DOF.
Dateline Malacañang.
Other news stories. The Senate of the Republic of the Philippines is one in mourning the death of former Senator Rene Sagisag. Senate President Juan Miguel Zubiri described Sagisag as a man of true honor, dignity, and integrity. Sagisag may have only served one term in the Senate, but his life was dedicated to the promotion of justice and fair treatment to all Filipinos, particularly the use of initiatives such as the Free Legal Assistance or Assistance Group. As a former senator, among the laws that Sagisag has co-authored was the promotion of the highest standard of public service like the Code of Conduct and Ethical Standards for Public Officials and Employees or Republic Act or RA 6713 and the Ombudsman Act of 1989 or RA 6770. Senate President pro tempore Loren Legarda, for her part, said besides being a lawmaker, Sagisag served as the voice and defender to those who are in need. Senator Legarda also admired Sagisag on his stand on the people's right until the very end. Meanwhile, Senate Majority Leader Joel Villanueva described Sagisag as a gold standard in the legal community, especially his service to the oppressed.
Dateline Malacañang.
In other news stories, the Philippine Department of Migrant Workers or DMW has prohibited the deployment or travel of Filipino seafarers on passenger and cruise ships that sails the Red Sea and Gulf of Aden. This is according to the agency's Department Order Number 2 that was released on Wednesday. The order was made after amendments were introduced by the International Transport Workers Federation or ITF and International Bargaining Forum or IBF that included the Red Sea and Gulf of Aden in the list of high-risk areas and warlike zones. Under the order, the licensed manning agency must sign an affirmation letter as proof that the vessel will not sail through the Red Sea or Gulf of Aden. Filipino seafarers that are crew members of the ship must also sign to prove that they have knowledge that the vessel will not pass through the said areas. The manning agency's signed letter must be uploaded at the DMW online processing system for sea-based seafarers. According to the DMW, the order aims to ensure the safety and protection of Filipino seafarers.
Dateline Malacañang.
The Philippine Department of Migrant Workers or DMW is currently processing the return of the remains of the 3 overseas Filipino workers or OFWs who died during the height of the massive flooding in the United Arab Emirates or UAE. In a press briefing, Migrant Workers Officer in Charge Under Secretary Hansleo Kakdak said documents are being prepared in order to acquire the death certificate and forensic report of the 3 OFWs so that the remains can be brought home this week or before the 27th of April. The officials also said that he visited one of the victims' families in Bacolor, Pampanga province. This is to assure the bereaved family of the government's support and assistance. According to Undersecretary Kakdak, the government will provide burial assistance, funeral assistance, and financial assistance. Meanwhile, the Migrant Workers Office or MWO in Dubai is continuing its relief operation efforts to provide assistance to affected OFWs.
Dateline Malacañang.
Still on the DMW, the Philippine Department of Migrant Workers or DMW reminded Filipinos who wish to work or live in Canada that they must undergo a verification process before they travel to the country. Migrant Workers Officer in Charge, Undersecretary Hansleo Kakdak, made the statement following the incident of some Filipinos who work and migrated to Canada without going through the proper process. Undersecretary Kakdak also said that the agency received reports that several Filipinos precariously or choose to pay a huge amount to unlicensed recruiters. Kakdak explained that Filipinos frequently used to work in Canada to acquire residencies but encounter problems once their visas expire. The DMW chief underscored that Filipinos who wish to work or live in Canada to undergo proper verification to protect them from unscrupulous illegal recruiters and human traffickers.
Dateline Malacañang.
The Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical, and Astronomical Services Administration or PAG-ASA on Thursday warned of dangerous heat index levels in 38 areas across the country. Based on the Weather Bureau's 5 o'clock forecast on Wednesday afternoon, the following areas may have a heat index ranging from 42 to 47 degrees Celsius on Thursday. Ninoy Aquino International Airport or NAIA, Pasay City, Metro Manila with 45 degrees Celsius. Science Garden, Quezon City, Metro Manila with 43 degrees Celsius. Lawag City, Ilocos Norte with 42 degrees Celsius. Dagupan City, Pangasinan with 46 degrees Celsius. Bacnotan, La Union with 43 degrees Celsius. Apari, Cagayan with 43 degrees Celsius. Tugigaraw, Cagayan with 44 degrees Celsius. ISU, Etchage, Isabela with 43 degrees Celsius. Iba, Zambales with 43 degrees Celsius. Clark Airport, Pampanga with 43 degrees Celsius. Central Luzon State University or CLSU Muñoz, Nueva Ecija with 44 degrees Celsius. Baler Aurora with 43 degrees Celsius. Kasiguran Aurora with 42 degrees Celsius. Kubi Point, Subic Bay, Olongapo City with 45 degrees Celsius. Tayabas, Quezon with 42 degrees Celsius. Sangli Point, Cavite with 47 degrees Celsius. Ambulong, Tanawan, Batangas with 44 degrees Celsius. Infanta, Quezon with 42 degrees Celsius. Alabat, Quezon with 42 degrees Celsius. Mulanay, Quezon with 43 degrees Celsius. Calapan, Oriental Mindoro with 43 degrees Celsius. Coron, Palawan with 42 degrees Celsius. San Jose Occidental Mindoro with 45 degrees Celsius. Puerto Princesa City, Palawan with 44 degrees Celsius. Aborlan, Palawan with 45 degrees Celsius. Legazpi City, Albay with 44 degrees Celsius. Virac, Catanduanes with 44 degrees Celsius. Masbate City, Masbate with 42 degrees Celsius. Central Bicol State University of Agriculture or CBSUA Pili, Camarines Sur with 43 degrees Celsius. Rojas City, Capiz with 45 degrees Celsius. Iloilo City, Iloilo with 43 degrees Celsius. Dumangas, Iloilo with 43 degrees Celsius. Katarman, Northern Samar with 43 degrees Celsius, Tacloban City, Leyte with 42 degrees Celsius, Giyuan, Eastern Samar with 42 degrees Celsius, Zamboanga City, Zamboanga with 43 degrees Celsius, Davao City, Davao del Sur with 42 degrees Celsius, and General Santos City, South Cotabato with 42 degrees Celsius. According to Pag-asa, heat index is what the temperature feels like to the human body when relative humidity is combined with the air temperature. The Weather Bureau advised the public to limit the time spent outdoors, especially at noon, and drink plenty of water. People going outdoors are reminded to use umbrellas or wear hats and sleeve clothing. Meanwhile, the Intertropical Convergence Zone or ITCZ affecting southern Mindanao will bring cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms over Basilan, Sulu, and Tawi-Tawi. Metro Manila and the rest of the country will have partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers or thunderstorms due to the easterlies and localized thunderstorms. The whole archipelago will have light to moderate winds and slight to moderate seas.
Dateline Malacañang.
Other news, the Manila Electric Company or Meralco on Wednesday appealed to their commercial and industrial customers to participate in the Interruptible Load Program or ILP to decrease its electricity consumption. Under the ILP, big companies that use huge amounts of electricity would temporarily not use the grid. According to Meralco, if needed, they will implement manual load dropping or rotational power interruptions. This is after a red and yellow alert status was hoisted over the Luzon grid on Wednesday. At the same time, Meralco encouraged their customers to save electricity because of the thin supply from the grid. Meralco assured that they are monitoring the situation and continue to provide updates.
Dateline Malacañang.
And finally, the Philippine Navy reported that the number of Chinese ships in the West Philippine Sea or WPS has increased 1 week before the start of the Balikatan Exercises 2024. According to latest data released by the Philippine Navy, there are a total of 124 ships from China located in different areas in the WPS. Areas that were monitored with Chinese presence are in the vicinity of Bajo de Masinloc, Ayungin Shoal, Pag-asa, Parola, Lawak, Panata, and Patag. According to the Philippine Navy, vessels from China is composed of 11 ships from the China Coast Guard, 3 vessels from People's Liberation Army Navy, and 110 ships from the Chinese Maritime Militia, which was monitored from the 16th to the 22nd of April. This is higher than the 79 Chinese ships that was first monitored from the 9th to the 15th of April. Balikatan Exercises Director for the Philippines Major General Marvin Licodine said they are expecting the presence of the Chinese vessels during the height of the Balikatan Exercises 2024 but are not expecting it to cause any problems as long as they follow international laws.
Dateline Malacañang.
Before we conclude our program, we would like to invite everyone to come and visit our Facebook page and YouTube channel at Radyo Pilipinas World Service. You will be able to hear and view our Filipino and English programs, including news updates here in the Philippines. kindly subscribe, like, and share our posts as well. And that concludes today's edition of Dateline Malacañang for Radyo Pilipinas World Service. This has been Steph Vicente. Good day and stay safe, everyone.
From the Presidential Palace, Manila, Dateline Malacañang.